Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen, widely considered one of the top 5, 10, I don't know, basketball players of all time. It's pretty clear to me that nobody is calling him one of the top 5 to 10 basketball players of all time if he doesn't play with Michael Jordan. Because it's pretty clear to me that they don't win 6 championships if it's not for Michael Jordan. And it should be clear to everyone else, because those couple of years that Michael Jordan played baseball, the Bulls didn't win the championship. They didn't really get close. They didn't look like the same team at all. And why would they? They were missing the greatest player of all time. By the way, I could also say that possibly Michael Jordan's not considered the greatest of all time if not for Scottie Pippen, because Scottie Pippen was such a good number 2 that it just elevated Michael even higher. Scottie Pippen now says that when Michael Jordan came to the league, he was a horrible player. Now, you could say he hadn't developed to where he was going to be, which is absolutely true. He wasn't fully developed yet. I mean, he was the number 2 overall draft pick, so obviously the Bulls didn't find him to be horrible. Calling him a horrible player is simply meant to be another jab in the side because Michael Jordan is honest about Scottie Pippen and where he kind of belongs in relation. He referred to him as a horrible player. It was on the Gimme the Hot Sauce podcast, which it features his former teammate Stacey King. So yeah, what he said was, I've seen Michael Jordan play before I came to play with the Bulls. So before Scottie Pippen got there, right? He was a horrible player. He was horrible to play with. He was all one-on-one. He was shooting bad shots. All of a sudden, we become a team and we start winning. So first of all, there's that last statement is pretty true. When they got together, they started winning. And one player was better than the other. By a lot. Jordan, Pippen. Yes, without them together, they weren't going to win championships. However, it would be easier to pair Michael Jordan with someone else and win than to pair Scottie Pippen and win. We never get to test it, but I believe it with every ounce of my being. So the 3 years before Pippen was drafted. We got the numbers. Here's how horrible Jordan was. He averaged 31.7 points a game, 5.6 rebounds, and 5 assists in those 3 seasons before Pippen got drafted. I mean, and he was young. Those are great numbers. I can't say whether or not Michael Jordan would be horrible to play with. Maybe. The greatest at their craft often are kind of, I don't know, they're hard to work with. You think about those directors you hear about, being all ridiculous, or actors who, it happens. So maybe he was terrible to work with. But one thing he wasn't was a horrible basketball player.